I have something.
Just interviewed Joel Walkowski. It was a pretty fascinating talk. Definitely very different than what I was expecting. I knew the dude had a pretty wild history, but shocked me with some of the stuff that I learned. We've had a lot of battles on the basketball court, but it was pretty cordial, and I think it came out really good. So excited for you guys to hear it. Here is Michigan's own Joel Walkowski.
Why don't you let me see the notes?
Well, because
If I'm the guest, you gotta let me see the notes.
first off, my handwriting is terrible. So
That just means you have a lot of education, like a doctor. There. For those who can't see them, Dan has notes handwritten in red pen, which is notable, and at least quadruple spaced. I think there's 6 lines on that entire piece of paper. Sorry, do you have an intro to the show?
you know what, man? There's no shtick. We're just gonna talk.
This is the Dan Enfield Hour. I'm your host, Dan Enfield.
No, there's no shtick, man. There's no
Roast
shtick.
beef and coleslaw. That's my signature sandwich.
No, you love that, man. I think that was your opening line. I'm gonna put on my sunglasses. I think feel a little more comfortable.
For those who can't see, and they can't because there's no cameras, it is rainy. It is overcast. And I think Dan is putting on his sunglasses as either to intimidate me or just to pay tribute to the Colorado Buffaloes football program.
Oh wow, that's a great. I didn't even think about that. No, I feel a little bit more at ease. This is great, man. If you're smiling, I'm smiling.
He's wearing aviator sunglasses.
Yeah. So man, there's no shtick. We're just gonna talk. You're an interesting cat, man. I would describe you, I think, as like the ideal like Brooklyn. When I think of Brooklyn, I think of you, which is interesting because you're not from Brooklyn originally.
I've been here 15 years though.
I know, but you strike me as like the Brooklyn guy. You know,
The Brooklyn guy.
you do. When I think of Greenpoint specifically or Williamsburg.
That's just, you're just doing that because I'm Polish.
Oh wow, are you Polish?
Yeah, Walkowski.
100%.
50.
What's the other?
Irish German.
Okay. All right, let me look at my notes here.
He's consulting the notes already. He said, hey, I think you're the most Brooklyn guy.
Well,
Check
I'll
notes.
tell you, you're a guy that I've known you now for what, 5 years? I met you like 5 years ago.
And I've known of you for 10. I knew of your sandwich.
The sandwich
before I knew
sandwich
of you.
order, that's hysterical. I don't know a lot about you though. I try to piece through your past a little bit. Like, how old are you?
I'm 38, about to be 39.
When?
Well, my birthday moves every year. This year it's
Leap year?
September. No, because my birthday's on the day of my charity basketball tournament.
Right.
So this year it's September 6th. The actual is around that day, but it's like Easter or, like it's always, my birthday is the Saturday after Labor Day. That's when I turn a new age.
Okay.
You haven't been to the basketball tournament.
I have not. We'll get into that in a minute. We'll get into the basketball. We'll save that for the end because that's also pretty fascinating. But so yeah, we're pretty much the same age. I just turned 39. So okay, interesting. I wasn't sure your age, nor was Jeff. So that was interesting to get.
Jeff didn't know my age, huh?
No. I'm not sure how old he is. I could figure it out. But
43.
I think he's 43. Yeah. So I don't want to make this too Jeff heavy though because
People don't know who he is.
that's right. He's a great guy. Great guy.
He's a nobody.
So what is it about Michigan? Because if I take the 100 most, let's call them eccentric people I've ever met in my life, at least half have been from Michigan. Which, is it a Michigan thing?
So I take it you think I'm eccentric?
I would say that you're one of the most out there dudes I've ever met. Not in a bad way, though. Not in a bad way.
I work to pinpoint what I like, and I build my life around it.
100%. No, you entertain the hell out of me. Hopefully I do the same for you. But is there like a Michigan... Does it breed?
Are you asking if there's something in the water?
Is there something? Yeah, I mean, because it's a town that I've only been there once.
It's a state.
The state. I've only been to the state once. I don't know much. I mean, I do know a lot about it, but is there something about the state that breeds a certain kind of person? Is my question.
Yeah, but it's because our lineage is creating. Like back into the original days of automotive, you made things in Michigan that created a bustling middle class, and the comfort with creating a bustling middle class led to our great, avenues for artistic expression. And then we've seen Motown became like a huge thing, and then like now it was always cool to express yourself in Motown. So like it's not just the music history of Motown. We have Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, up through like Seeger, Eminem, Kid Rock, ICP, which is the biggest like...
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like the celebrities from Michigan are crazy. You have ICP, Kid Rock, Ted Nugent, Bob Seger. I mean, it's pretty all over the place.
But it's hard-boiled authenticity.
It really is.
You can only be exactly what you are, except for Stevie Wonder, who lies about being blind.
Okay. Jack White. Let's not forget Jack White.
Absolutely, Jack White, great baseball. But I know exactly who I am. I've always known. And
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but it just seems like Michigan, maybe just specifically Detroit, just breeds a specific kind of person. I guess if that's the case.
But growing up, like I was always a weird kid.
Okay.
And like I stood out. So maybe it might be a certain one in like a population has that little like that Rust Belt Bard quality, and I like to think I have it.
You were a misfit.
Yeah, big time.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, it wasn't like a misfit. Like I was cool with everyone, but I didn't belong in any one bucket. I wasn't a jock. I wasn't a nerd. I wasn't popular. I was kind of cool with everybody, but I was just doing my own thing.
That's how I feel about myself, by the way. I
Cool with
never
everybody?
really. Yeah. Well, I don't have a lot of close friends. I have 1,000 acquaintances. You know.
And but now I have a lot of friendship is a skill, and I've got an elite friendship skill set.
What do you think is a skill about it?
I think it's really just asking questions and using people's name. Like it's easy for me to truly see someone, so nothing to it.
Okay. Well, you think you weren't that good before?
I think I've gone through a journey.
Okay.
And I think a part of that is like I've really worked to define who I am and what my life is. Like I'm a long time sober.
Right. We can talk about that a little bit. Sure.
We can talk about
Yeah.
that, but I also like I volunteer as an addiction counselor, and like, what is that role except putting yourself into other shoes? And like the conversations I have on Thursday nights, like nothing's as hard as those.
Right. Because I knew you for a couple of years before I even like knew that about you, which is interesting.
You know, and like a lot of people, like I think the highest praise I can get is like Dan Yang told me, he's like, I always find myself wanting to order another beer when you're around. So like I still like have a lot of fun. I still go out. But,
Right.
You know, the things that bring me fun, it's being silly. It's not
Right.
substances. Like it's the task at hand.
And by the way, I owe you an apology. I've definitely invited you to like a bar to watch a game many times. I had no idea about the sober thing. So
I go to bars often.
Oh yeah.
But it was probably
I
like a
didn't want you to think
regular
that was-
season Knicks game, and I don't have any interest in it.
Right.
Like
you know.
I watch Sunday football and I watch the NBA playoffs.
Okay.
I'll watch a little college, but college I'm Mr. YouTube TV. I'll blow through it
Right.
at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah. So I now that I know that about you, I didn't mean to be insensitive.
No,
That's all.
and like exposure therapy, because I quit, and I think I have an essay coming out like next week about this. Like I quit like drinking. Like I had a lot of health problems with it. I was a big drunk also, but. And
That was your thing. You drank alcohol. That was your thing.
Anything that makes me feel different.
Okay.
So, booze, pills, uppers, downers, hallucinogens, and you know, kratom, kava, acid.
Ooh.
Like I was really, you know, I just stayed steer clear of it all now.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I've never done anything other than pot and alcohol. You know, I've never psychedelics always scared me. I take Adderall, but that's prescribed.
I mean,
you know.
but that was prescribed for me, and boy howdy, I would abuse that like a motherfucker.
Really?
Oh yeah. When I was in grad school, I was mixing because I was put on Adderall at like age 7. So.
Oh wow.
And I got into the mindset of I'm only worthwhile if I achieve something.
Okay.
So like became like crazy good art kid in high school. I didn't play sports because I won like international like awards for my filmmaking, and that got me a scholarship to USC.
Yeah. How did you end up there? That's so crazy to me because you don't strike me as an SC guy.
Well, it was like, oh, what's the best one? What's the hardest one to get into? And like that, I made it my goal. And
And you were there when like Reggie Bush and Matt Leinart.
After I was
okay.
Sanchez and John David Booty
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
But the best film school, and certainly having the awareness of like a glitzy college football program, that doesn't hurt.
Right. Did you like LA?
I liked it at the time, but after moving to New York, I don't like it. I don't like urban sprawl.
Okay.
New York, see, I'm a master of efficiency. I'm very good with my time and energy. Like, I know I can get accomplished so much in a day here, and like, you know, every day I write for 2 hours, I hold down a great day job, I work out 2-3 times, like, and then I keep a balanced social life on top of that.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
You want kids?
yeah.
How many?
Maybe 3.
Really?
Yeah, I am old though.
Yeah.
But I have scratched that itch. Like, my godson doesn't have a dad, and I'm very involved in his life, and I've made quite the impact on
Is that
him.
the kid I met that came into the game?
Yeah. Julian.
Yeah.
That's my little heart. That's my buddy. So I put a lot of that energy into him. He'll take care of me when I'm dying. Like, he doesn't come from money, so if he wants my money, he's got to be there.
Were your parents in the automotive business?
Yeah, I'm a 3rd gen automotive employee.
Wow.
My mom was a teacher, but my dad worked in automotive.
Like on the line and shit, or?
He wrote the car manuals.
Wow.
And then my grandfather was on the line, and then recession hit, and my dad then worked at AutoZone, which I guess, does that count as working in automotive?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. But I imagine, like, by the way, Ford versus Ferrari was great if you didn't see it.
I'm a GM guy.
Okay. The movie was good.
I like that Carroll Shelby had an accident afterwards.
Okay, that's funny. Do you think you'll ever go back to Michigan, or?
No.
Okay. So
I love my life here, and like certainly there's a way in which if I wanted to ascend as an automaker, but it's about balance. It's about paying my bills and writing books and working with addicts. That's what matters to me.
Okay. So what was your impetus for the recovery? Like what was, did you have like what do they say, hit bottom or?
Yeah. I threw up all the blood in my body. I needed 14 blood transfusions, and I kept drinking for another 7 years, and I did it again.
What year was that?
In 2008, and then again in 2015.
Jeez.
So, I'm hitting 10 years on September 1st, and, gotten to be easy. Certainly wasn't always the case, but now I just live a life in accordance with my values.
Can we talk about that? Because I have some experience with this, and I kind of want your advice, actually. I don't want to get, this is about you, not me, but I just want to get some advice. So I unfortunately grew up with a kid that became a heroin addict, and, nice guy. I believe addiction is just a strange beast. Unfortunately, he relapsed at my wedding, and pretty crazy. He was like nodding off during the ceremony, kind of embarrassing, whatever. And he then went back in a program. He does this, the shuffle of in the program, out of the program, and stuff. I'm a pretty forgiving guy because I believe that if he was in his right mind, he wouldn't have done it. I believe addiction is. It takes a lot for me to be like, for me to hold a grudge, so to speak. But I get a call from him every couple of years, apologizing again for what he did, and I don't know if he really is apologizing or if he's just checking it's like one of the steps, right? Is like make amends, right? Isn't that what?
Well, it depends. I'm not in a 12-step program.
You're not. Okay,
I'm in smart recovery. But like the fact that he's keep doing it, maybe he has to go back to square one. And
I think
he's
that's
always
exactly what's happening.
So do you think it's indicative of like a usage cycle? Maybe.
Okay. What's the difference between smart and 12?
Smart is more science-based, and whereas like first step of like 12-step program is like, oh, you're powerless over alcohol. We look to empower. You change your behaviors by changing the way you think. And like, I think I have changed the way I see the world. Like, not only I'm sober, I'm like never anxious.
Right.
I'm pretty chill. I'm pretty focused.
You never struck me as an anxious guy to begin with, though.
Yeah, but everyone has a little bit of anxiety, and like doesn't affect me too much.
Okay.
And I think with him, like, I view like certainly I did my share of like fucked up things under the influence, but I just view it as like I have to pay this tariff to import the better version of myself, and like
that's pretty deep, man.
I'm
that's
at
pretty
peace
deep.
with that.
Yeah. Is there God in the smart recovery? Is it God based?
You rank your hierarchy of values, and it's probably the Detroit Lions for me. Like,
okay,
I've ascribed a whole value system through watching that team, and it worked for me. There might be a book coming out next year along those same lines.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
You don't know about that?
Oh, I do know about that. I saw your post. Yeah. That's right. I got to say, I don't want to get too sports heavy, but I don't cry very easily. But when they made the playoffs, I think it was 2 years ago, and the camera panned to a guy in the stands that was tearing up and crying, that hit me a little bit. I'm not even a Lion fan, but it really did,
And like my dad was autistic. There's a lot of familial abuse. Like my grandmother was a pedophile, and she victimized my dad at a very young age. So like he was a shell, right? He's permanently stuck as like an 8-year-old boy, and all he ever talked to me about was football. So like the Lions became like a substitute for paternal relationships, and we went on that playoff run like he was on his deathbed. Like I only left his side to attend all those games. So it was a really profound thing. I'll say the last chapter of Honolulu Blues is a work of art. Like, I think it's a really great piece of literature, and it's born out of like just the things I like. Like it's making the most out of whatever small bullshit I have, and like it became enough for me.
That was pretty deep, man. Do you believe in God though? Do you believe? No,
I'm a devout atheist.
Really?
Yeah.
Your whole life?
I Catholic family, but I just can't. We were driving on a road trip one time, and it was just like, nah, that doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
And like, there's so many miracles in human consciousness, and like, the brain is amazing. We derive pleasure from like everything we need to do, eating, fucking. Even a pee feels good. Like, doesn't it seem kind of like greedy to expect more?
Okay. So you're saying this is it?
This is amazing.
Right.
And like all of the like teachings from heaven that like kind of enforce heaven versus hell, they could be ascribed to the human brain. If you live in accordance a certain way, your mind is heaven. If you don't, you're going to have anxiety, you're going to have guilt, becomes a hell of your own creation.
That's pretty wild, man. That's pretty heady. See, this is why I'm really happy I'm here, man. Because like I'm hoping that in the fantasy world that I live in, that you and I will have some kind of breakthrough. Because I feel like, if I'm being candid, there's always a tightrope act with you and me. In the sense,
tightrope act.
It's a tightrope act, meaning this could go off the rails at any moment.
No,
and I like you. I think you're a good guy.
I like you too,
Thank
and
you.
I am mean to you, and I think you're probably ascribing that because
this is my feeling, by the way.
This is
not,
because you don't get in the basketball game very often.
Yeah, a little bit of that. A little bit of that.
But like, it's also basketball game. I get 45 signups every week. That's a numbers game.
By the way, how many this week with the article? More?
Over 50.
Oh, easily.
Seniority, probably about C+ seniority. You've been coming there a few years, but we've gotten people come to that game for 12 years.
Right.
Then I do big Walkowski appearances. How many big Walkowski?
Zero.
Zero.
You put a lot of weight on that.
I do put a lot of weight on that. And then I put general, fun to play with, and I'll put another C+ there. So it's not like I have anything against you. I think you're a great guy and you're fun to talk
thank
to.
You, man. I appreciate that. And by the way, I do lean into, which is actually, that's my next. Did you see the Pee Wee Herman doc?
Wonderful.
Okay, so do you think it made him look better or worse?
I think it made him look great.
Okay, same. But there was a person or not a person, but there was a part of the doc that you may remember where he talks about going to art school, and he talks about people that are conceptual people. Like, am I going to be a conceptual person? Are you a conceptual guy? I have a theory about this.
And I really related with those chapters of him going to art school. I was a wild child at USC.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, I was I thought it'd be funny to be like the world's worst street performer. And I lived in an RV.
You weren't doing comedy back then?
Adjacent. But
okay.
I didn't know stage was a thing.
You were like an art star.
Yeah, I was like the weird kid doing weird things and like just kind of social terrorism.
Wow.
Yeah, I would wheel a keg to class. I had a pet chicken that would lay eggs. I'd give my professor single eggs. I thought that was
fucking
fun.
Nuts, man. I love it.
It's
hysterical.
One time I ran through my friend's wall and they wanted the money. I was like, you can't ask for the money. I had a great time. Do you really want to punish me for enjoying myself?
Oh my God, that's wild.
And I believed it. So do you think I'm a conceptual person?
I think there's a shtick going on there. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I do. I don't know though. That this is my own.
But I think I've been pretty genuine and thoughtful. But like the shtick, it derives from the same place. Like to let go and be possessed by pure silliness. Like I think that is happiness. Like,
okay.
And I think about what brings me joy. And like the other day, like probably the most fun I've had. Like I'm good with kids. Like the best time I've had in the last year, it was Thanksgiving. I was throwing a little pickle up in the air, and when I caught it in my mouth, and then when I caught it, I go, working the gherkin. And me and these kids would dance. Best hour of my life. Oh
my God, hysterical. In Vegas recently, I saw a girl with a shirt that said "twerking for a Birkin," which I thought was pretty funny.
Twerking for a Birkin?
Yeah.
Bought in Saudi. Oh, Birkin bag.
Birkin
I got
bag.
it.
Yeah. So you're working the gherkin. She's twerking for a Birkin.
Yeah, I like tiny pickles.
There you go.
And
God, you're hilarious.
Do you feel better about how I treat you?
No, it's not about
No,
that.
I
It's
don't
just,
feel.
No, it's not that. It's that well, listen. There's definitely a part of my personality that loves the smoke. I love to kind of mix it up. I'm in a thread with Jeff and other guys. I get shit on 25 times a day. I think it's hysterical.
And then if you try and guard me, like I will let you up.
100%. Yeah.
And
No,
I'll
it's
let
not
you
so
know
much.
about it.
No. It's not even that. But by the way, did you ever go to the original comics game in Hunter High? Did you ever play in those or no? Those were fun.
No, I didn't go to those. I think we started playing in Williamsburg, Bush Hook around that time.
Yeah. That was the first comedians game I went to because the head coach of Hunter College High School, this guy Neil, super nice guy, was like a comedic actor, so he would let comics in and we would play, and it was a lot of fun actually. And then some kids on the Hunter High basketball team some alumni ended up doing stand-up themselves, so they would play, and yeah, so it was a good time.
And that's great.
Yeah. So that was my comedy basketball history.
I mean, it is all just membership in the fraternity. And like, I will say, like, it's hell for me to leave people out of the Sunday basketball game every week. Like, you hear my sign up, like, everyone's a regular, but, I don't have spots for every regular.
100%, man. Do you think it's weird that I interview everybody at the game? Because I just like to know what's going on. So, for example,
you like to meet people.
Well, not even that, but I just like to know who I'm playing against. For example, I was a high school wrestler. Was I great? No, I was decent. But I think somebody should know that if you're like getting on the mat and they never wrestled before, so to speak. So, so like for example, now in the game, there's kids that have played legitimately D1 basketball, which is like crazy to me that they come to the game. And so I just like to know the deal, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Sure, you're a curious person.
I am curious.
Wrestling. I made my godson wrestle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, you have to do this. In his first season, no training, he went 44-3.
Wow.
Yeah, he's a monster.
Not the kid I met.
No, the kid you met.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, but that was like 2 years ago, and now he's like, it was 8th grade. He wrestled, and
Right.
he was a prodigy.
Well, Michigan is no joke for Michigan's got great wrestling, so
We're okay. We're not Iowa or Minnesota, but like.
I'm saying compared to the rest of the country, though, it's good.
We got our share of corn-fed white boys for sure.
Yeah.
Me among them.
The UP is big, right?
I would say more rural farm country because there's not as much farming in the UP.
Oh, there's not.
In the UP, like that's far. That's like 8 hours from where I grew up.
No way.
Like I've been to UP like one time.
Oh wow, worth going or?
Yeah, it's beautiful. There's the least visited national park is Isle Royale. It's in Lake Superior. It's this island.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's worth going.
Are you a happy person?
Yeah. Oh, even like if you look at the last 2 years of my life, like it's been terrible, right? Like dog died, dad died, marriage ended, my cousin died, who was like a little brother of me died, and like I've had all these hits, but like I maintain I'm a happy person. Like I'm very focused on my goals. I'm like.
Do you have a 5-year plan?
No, I have a 1-year plan. Put my book out and sell the shit out of it.
Right.
Like
I'm gonna buy a copy, by the way.
Hopefully you buy a couple. I need them, dog. But
how did you end up going to business school?
it was COVID, and then there were no shows, and like I come from a lot of poverty, especially on my dad's side, and I just didn't want to end up like him. Like my dad died penniless in a shack. So, if you see your male role model live that way, you kind of have to go the other way.
Well, I don't want to get too deep, but was he like with it up until the end, or?
I mean, for as much as like a eccentric man who hands out switchblades can be with it, like
hands out switchblades.
He was a character. I told you, he was a very colorful, autistic man. All he talked about was the lions, banjos, switchblades, and leather. That's it.
What was the context of the switchblade?
He would go and he would just hand out switchblades to people.
Like on the street?
On the street. I got banned from the Bloomington Comedy Attic without ever going there because he kept going in the green room and giving comedian switchblades and saying, I'm Joel's dad. Like,
wow.
And like, you're not going to get booked if you're the knife guy's kid. Like, no chance.
It's one of the funniest things I think I've ever heard. But did they know who you were? Like, they knew you, or?
Yeah, I mean, it traces back, and like you get into Bloomington by applying to Limestone, and like, I would probably talk about him in my submissions, but like, it's a small world.
Right.
In the comics, I would send it when like a buddy from New York was there, so I'm sure it was known who I was.
Did he start doing that because you were doing comedy? Was it like?
Yeah. And then I did comedy as a way to be closer to him and like roast him publicly.
Huh. That's pretty wild, man. Gosh, you are a nut. You are a fucking nut, dude. I think it's great though. It's entertaining. It's good.
I'm stumping Dan.
Did you guys have like did he give you like any final words of wisdom, or because I'm really I think about death a lot recently, and I think about two things: what time of day I'm gonna die, and people's final words. I've been harping on this recently.
No, it was pretty terrible because he was autistic, and I'd be like, "Do you have any regrets?" And like, I look at this guy, he's got nothing. He's got my sister, she's got a lot of mental illness to deal with. He's in terrible poverty, and he just looked at me like, "No, of course not." And I was like, "You don't have any money. You could have bought a house for like $20." Like, yeah, but I got these 17 banjos, you know, like.
Oh my God.
And
wow.
at one time, I was like, I really love you. And he just said, I like Mountain Dew.
Wow. So he never said I love you?
He did, but like, I never got the breakthrough that I wanted. Like, I don't know if that's male emotions or the autism doing the heavy lifting there, but
okay.
Left me out in the cold for sure.
What about your mom?
Great lady.
Okay.
Yeah, she edited my book with me. We've never been closer.
They were divorced, I'm assuming.
Yeah. Like, and my mom's a recovering food addict. She's lost 200 pounds over the course of my life.
Wow.
So that's why I'm a very disciplined person.
Right.
Can you tell the listeners how jacked I am?
Well, you've always been in great shape, yeah.
They don't know.
Yeah. Joel's a very shapely guy.
And like, I met Dan. He's like, "Did you play D1 football?" I was like, "Nah."
That's funny. When you first met me, you said George Hippolyte. That shocked me. That was crazy.
George Hippolyte, he was my boss at USC's kid. And I met him a few times. And like, he gave me his practice shoes.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow.
So I had Colorado Buffalo's like footgear.
Yeah, we'd my connection to the Lions when I was at Boulder. We didn't have a lot of success, but we did have a couple of good players like him. But there was a guy that I was friendly with, Jordan Dizon, who was on the Lions, who was, I thought, actually a tremendously good player. He was good on the Lions too, but I think he blew out his knee or just, and also, by the way, could not have been a nicer guy. Just a really cool guy.
Yeah, it seems like all the Buffs were really great guys until recently.
There you go. But yeah, so that was my Colorado. I just didn't. That wasn't even in my notes. I just thought about that. So that's
well, we're just having a conversation.
Yeah, we
right?
have Jordan Dizon. Yeah, I haven't thought about that guy in a while. Nice guy.
Text him.
I'm
thinking about you, Jordan.
Well, that is weird though. Like with athletes and stuff, like, because I'm on LinkedIn like you are, and I'll get like hit up like the running back when I was at Colorado was this guy Demetrius Sumler. And he didn't make the NFL, but now he's like a mortgage broker or something, somewhere. And like he's on, like, it's like, wow, these guys have like just like regular jobs, And it's just they were like the guy at one point. You know what I mean? It's got to be kind of a mind fuck,
Yeah, but I think everyone's the guy in some context, and like I think joy is hard earned. So I know one day of the year I'm the guy. Everyone comes to my tournament. I raise a bunch of money for charity. Sometimes I win, and like every great thing I want is in that day, but I know I got to earn it the other 364 days.
Mm-hmm. I like that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's unsustainable to be on top forever.
People don't live on the mountaintop. The mountaintop is not where you reside.
No.
I heard that recently, yeah.
You get there, and you have and then you find the next hill to climb.
I like that, man.
Like right now, got to come up with book 2. So, that's my trouble.
You think you have anger?
No.
Really?
I mean, I have so many outlets.
Mm.
Like I lift, I write, I play basketball. Like even like a marriage dissolution, which you can have a lot of bitterness. It's like, oh, I understand why it happened. Didn't have an ugly chapter. So and like a big part of my sobriety is like smart preaches rational thought. So whatever I'm doing is I try and put myself as like, that's what I'm trying to empower and like put in a position to succeed. I don't know how anger has ever served me. Has it served you?
No, but I think I'm driven by spite. I've got a big chip on my shoulder for sure. But that's not so much in basketball, but just in general, just with a lot of things, So, yeah. So I would say that's been a big motivator. But probably not the best motivator, though. Probably not the best place to like live in. But
me, I schedule my week in advance. I know if you give me any time slot, I can tell you exactly what I'm doing.
That's amazing.
At a given time.
Wow. Back to the Future 2 or 3?
I don't like Westerns, so 2.
Thank you. Okay, good. I think 2 is the better one too.
I think westerns in general are like kind of underwhelming. If you've seen one, you've seen them all.
All right, so this segment's called All the AI in the World and I Still Can't. So what's something that in 2025 is just a complete pain in the ass that really shouldn't be in 2025?
I think walking, right? I think New York City walkers have gotten decidedly worse. Everyone is too slow.
Okay.
The social media have made people pausing for photos, and New York was already hard to walk around. So now it's just always a traffic jam.
Okay, that's a good one. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay.
No, everyone's too slow at walking.
Okay.
And like, I'm always kind of in a hurry, but that's fine.
You claustrophobic?
No. Now you see my little sauna over there in the corner?
No, that's not too bad because you have an exit though.
Yeah, but it's little. Like, I think about like that Titan sub that's submerged and like, seems very comforting. Like you're back in the womb.
Okay, like you can get an MRI enclosed if you had to? Oh, wow.
I'm afraid of roller coasters.
Okay, same here.
Scared,
okay.
But I'm not afraid of water slides.
No, not me neither. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I would go super high, but I would do it.
They have the world's largest water slide in New Jersey.
Oh, where at Wildwood or whatever?
American Dream. It's next to MetLife.
Yeah, I've been there a couple times. It's doing bad. Like they owe everybody money and shit. It's kind of ugly, yeah.
Well, I mean, they always owed everyone money. They built that. COVID hit. There was no use for it. And now I think the water park's done pretty well.
Oh, the water park. Yeah, I think the entertainment center, but the mall itself, I don't think it's doing too great.
I don't think any malls are doing too great, though.
There's a mall near me in Yonkers that's always packed. And I don't understand why, but it's always packed. I don't know if people are buying stuff, but yeah.
New Yorkers are good at finding the third place because our apartments are small.
I like that. Explain that. The third place meaning like...
It's not your house. It's not work. You need somewhere else to go. In the old days, it was the neighborhood bar, but I think everyone needs a place to hang out.
I like that, man.
What are your hangouts?
Depends on where. I mean, I live right near an area of Yonkers called McLean Avenue, which is actually like Little Dublin. Everyone's like straight from Ireland. So on game days, Saturdays, I usually watch my games over there. You know what an Irish box is?
No.
It's like a pirated. They get all like the Sunday ticket. And they get all this stuff.
Great.
Yeah. So, long story short, Colorado football, they decided to play other games on the Pac-12 network. It was a debacle because you couldn't get it here. So that's where I'd have to go to like. But thankfully, those days are over. But that was a real pain in the ass.
R.I.P. Pac.
Yeah, I know. I don't know how they bungled that, but yeah, that was a great conference, and they really. Apparently, the Pac-12 network didn't do well. I mean, it was just a mess.
And really, there's only 2 conferences now.
No, I mean, Big 12 is a conference, but
barely. Without Texas or Oklahoma, like
it's tough. Yeah,
it's stripped down. And like, look, I'm lucky. I went to Michigan and USC. Like, I've got all sorts of blue bloods for college football.
Right. SEC and Big Ten those are pretty much.
They're great, and I think SEC football, like that's our nation's only real fandom. Like everything else pales in comparison to that.
Yeah, and there's nothing like it. I'm obsessed with SEC football. I watch them.
Who do you root for in the SEC?
It's tough. I've gotten on the Josh Heupel train. I like Tennessee football. I think Heupel's a good guy. I don't think DeBoer's going to do well in Alabama. I'm still very much a skeptic of that.
Because he did well at Washington with Penix, and Penix was a great college player.
Penix, but also like the South. I mean, listen, this is a generalization, yes, but it's such a network down there. And if you're from like the Pacific Northwest, even though Nick Saban, he was a West Virginia guy, but he still was of that. You know what I mean? Like of
folksy.
That folksy, yes.
And that's why you see Brian Kelly not succeed.
I never understood that hire. I don't like the hire. I don't believe he's going to do well there. I think I'm not a Brian Kelly fan. I didn't like him at Notre Dame, but even Notre Dame, like he's an Irish Catholic guy, like that made sense.
That makes sense
to coach there, but I don't know. It doesn't make any sense about LSU. But
I mean, someone's got to. Does Georgia just have a stranglehold over the SEC moving forward?
I think so. Yeah, I think Kirby's the real deal, and I think they're very good. Yeah, I'm a big Georgia fan. I mean, but even those. I mean, not to get too college football heavy here, but I mean, back in quote unquote our day, Mark Richt had some incredible teams.
You ever read that book, Rammer, Jammer, Yellowhammer?
No, what's it about?
It's about this journalist who buys an RV and he tailgates every Alabama football game
for
a year, and he joins that community. It's
a real book.
It's one of my favorite books. Because that's the thing, people wouldn't expect that about me. It's like I'm a book nerd. Like I devour it. Like I didn't just write a book. Like I thought I've been reading every great sports book forever. I was like, what's different? And like I took the body of one book. I took the structure of Fever Pitch. I borrowed the lineage of Middlesex, a great Detroit book, and I kind of bandied them together as my own story. So I love nerding out on that shit.
You like Bobby Knight?
No, I resent him because my dad lived in a shack that Bobby Knight built for his players to have affairs in.
Where was this?
He lived in the outskirts of Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah,
that makes sense why he was there. Okay.
Yeah. So he lived in Kent Benson's Love Shack.
Wow, that's some fun trivia.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but it's like, you can own something. You don't need to rent this thing because it has like some weird sports connection that you like. Like,
Was he a Bobby Knight fan?
yeah, he was.
I love Coach Knight. I don't know. I was a huge Knight guy, but
But cut Charles Barkley from the Olympic team.
that's crazy.
Like, that doesn't seem like a great decision. And like, he did help develop Isaiah. Like, there
Right.
probably would be no Bad Boy Pistons without Bobby Knight if you look at it.
Oh wow, that's good. Oh, I never even put that together. That's smart.
Because Isaiah had he was just a kid from Chicago.
Right.
And like Indiana, Isaiah is like the best player that program ever produced, and he doesn't get the
for
credit
sure.
for it.
No, he doesn't.
And he's probably the most slept on player in NBA history. Like he was the best player on two teams in some of the most competitive eras, and he's not named in the top 20, 25 guys. That's ridiculous.
Is that because people don't like him?
Yeah, people don't like him personally, and Jordan has kind of taken away his legacy to affirm his.
That's pretty wild. Yeah, I was a huge Knight fan. I just thought his teams played hard. He won the right way. But I don't know if that style could work in 2025.
I mean, you just got to throw threes into the mix.
Right. The three changed everything.
I mean, we just saw the OKC Thunder win a title through largely defensive intensity. So
Right.
maybe that could carry over. What's your inspiration?
In terms of what?
Broadly.
You know what, man?
You can't say your kids.
No. I would
cheating.
say, I don't know if inspired is the right word. I would say that I'm such in the, I got to make money for the rent and the this and the expenses. I would just say that I'm in the money cycle. Yeah, I would say that I'm motivated by just keeping the ship afloat, if that makes sense.
You're a hustler.
I would say so. Yeah, not that I want to be, but I feel like I'm forced into it.
It's the rat race.
I'm completely in the rat race. So I would say that I have to be in it. I don't want to be in it necessarily, but I have to be in it. Like you could go right now and be like, I'm going to move to Timbuktu, whatever, San Luis Obispo, whatever you want to. You're not really tied to, there's nothing really keeping you here physically. I mean, aside from the tournament and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, but I do have my communities here.
No, 100%. But I'm saying, you have no financial obligations.
No
here.
financial obligations, but also I work with addicts, and a lot of my people have had progress. And when I was at my lowest, they're like, no, you're our guy. Like, you've done so much for us. So they became a big part of my self-conceptualization.
Yeah, for sure. But you could do that anywhere, though, is what I'm saying. But,
I have to start from scratch.
Right.
Now these guys already know I'm the man. I can't be moving on.
Right. How many people have you counseled? Do you have any idea?
Oh, I mean, I've done it I started going, but I've run a meeting every Thursday for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's like basketball, right? There's 5 or 6 people who are there every week, and the rest, it mixes up.
Is weed a drug?
I think it's okay. I personally don't do it just so I can have more accountability. If someone comes to me and they want to get off weed, I don't want to be under the influence of it.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I don't count it in my sobriety days. I've been off it for a couple of years, and honestly, I didn't feel anything when I quit.
Oh, really?
It was nothing.
I would say that's been, because we're about the same age, so I would say the biggest changes in my lifetime, gay people being more accepted or being accepted a lot more than they were when I was a kid, and then the weed thing, people just it's essentially legal. I mean, it's there's really no line anymore. Whereas when I was growing up, Florida had terrible pot laws. It was treated like cocaine. People would arrest you. It was bad.
Do you think that we have more gay people because it's natural in its evolution, because they don't want humans to populate because we're killing the earth? And if they're in gay people, just have a great time, won't procreate. And if you do, it's a lot of resources, and you probably raise that kid well. We need more people to be gay to combat climate change.
I hear that that the world's underpopulated too, though. So I don't know.
No, but you're seeing Japan and Korea have population.
Right, they have population shortages, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I was just in Japan, and it was so eerie to see the playgrounds. Like, no, didn't see anyone on a playground the entire time I was there.
That is creepy. And you were like in a metropolis. You were like in a metropolitan
Yeah, I was in like
area. Yeah,
Tokyo,
yeah.
Kyoto, and like no children.
Wow, that's
Was
wild.
that thought too out there for your pod?
No, I love it, man. I mean, I don't. When I think of Joel Walkowski, I think of out there. So I mean, that's what I expect. How was Japan, by the way? Give me the highlights.
It's the best. The best thing. The baseball games were fantastic.
First time there?
First time there.
Wow.
I only had 2 meals that weren't amazing. Like everything I ate was fantastic. Got a big ass tattoo over there.
Where is it?
It's on my chest. I got an arrow through my head, piercing my heart. You know, like
Okay.
the Steve Martin bit.
Yeah.
My dad would always wear it when he was dying. So like, nice little tribute to him.
Man, your father sounds like quite the character.
Oh,
man.
quite the character. And I mean, it looks great. And you saw in the New York Times piece that just came out, for those who don't know, the New York Times wrote an
That's right.
essay about the basketball game that
Pretty
we've
big,
referred
pretty
to.
big, yep.
They gave my dad a shout out. They're like this barrel-chested guy with a James Terrell tattoo. It's like, yeah, that's me.
wow.
I'm like an artsy jock.
I would say that's a good way to describe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Are you back dating?
Yeah,
What's that been like?
it's great. I wasn't trying to let anyone in emotionally, but then my cousin, who I loved to death, he died like very
I remember you
tragically.
posted. I'm sorry to hear that, man.
Oh yeah, that was my guy.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
I fell asleep driving, hit a semi head on.
Ugh.
It was about as bad of a way as you can. Look, good for him, but like as for the family, pretty gnarly.
In Michigan?
Yeah. Good little Michigan guy, Detroit hustler to his core. So very much me, like 10 years younger. So, you know, it hit very close to home for me. I did the eulogy. I wrote the obituary. I stayed with his parents, and like, they call me son now sometimes. Which
Oh, wow.
it got intense.
That's pretty intense.
And then like, you know, I always chased the glamour girls, right? And like this woman who I'd been on 2 dates with, like, she was just like, hey, can I cook for you? Like, we had like a really nice day, like the day before it happened. So I let her in emotionally. So like, we're moving forward. I'll let her be the main squeeze, I suppose. How about you? You dating?
Yeah, I have a girlfriend.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Get it. How'd you meet her?
We were set up through a friend.
Through a friend.
Yeah. Mutual friend, someone that she works at the school with, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, she's a special ed teacher, so she knows how to handle me, which is great. So
I bet you trot out that line a lot.
no, I have. I know, but it's a good idea, though. I probably should, you know.
Yeah, that's
No, but she's great. Yeah. I mean, I've been going through hell, so you know, she couldn't be any more understanding of my situation and stuff like that. So
divorce is hard, but like I think you just have to like. Are you done with it?
no, probably not even close. Maybe next week I will be, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see.
And like I think like so basically she felt like I was away for 8 months taking care of my dad, and then I think she just kind of fell out of love with me while I was away. So
This is your student.
my ex.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And so like I think like she felt guilty enough about that like the process was kind of streamlined, and like, you know, I needed a wife after my dad died, so like she wasn't available for that emotionally, so like made it kind of easy. The timing was terrible, but like I think I got all the bad things that can happen to a person like out of the way in like an 18-month span.
Yeah, you know, things with my wife, I would say they were pretty bad the last 5 or 6 years, and my mom was tragically killed.
I know, terrible.
Yeah, and it's funny that
She
you
got hit
mentioned
by a truck too, right?
she was on her bicycle in the bike lane, and it was her birthday. My uncle saw the whole thing. It was just, it's hard to talk about, but my point is, you know, the reason I bring that up to what you said is that when my soon-to-be ex-wife came to see me, or we were there, it was like all the bullshit that had been between us, like the anger, the fighting, it was like a cloud was like lifted for that 72, 96 hour period, whatever. And so I remember that too as well, which is kind of a mind fuck, but yeah. So, yeah.
And you know,
Wild.
it's not all bad memories, but you just have to take care of yourself and put yourself in that number one position.
Yeah. Yeah. So who have you been going out? Like, are you on the app? So what are you doing?
I'm not really on the apps. Like, I found a great girl who makes a world-class lasagna.
Oh, wow. How'd you meet her?
We met her we went on an app.
Okay.
And then our first date, we went out, and like another girl who I was casually seeing was at another date on the bar. So,
Wow.
you know, that.
What's her story? Like, what does she do? Like,
She's a food researcher, and
Okay.
like great educated, smart as they come, super funny. So
From New York? Where's she from?
she's from DC.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we're moving forward. Like we're exclusive.
Okay. That's great, Joel.
Yeah, you know, it's great. It's hard to like pivot and move forward because you have to like. I made sure that like I had finalized the divorce before we made things any more serious.
Right,
than they needed
right.
To be, you know, like I wanted to have clarity on those emotions.
She been married before?
No,
Wow. No kids?
no kids.
Wow. Your age? No.
A bit younger,
Okay.
so it's fine. But like north of 30, so not a bad difference.
Are you political?
Yes,
What are you?
I'm politically progressive.
Okay. Oh, let me ask you a question about that, actually. So you follow Scott Galloway?
I don't know who that is.
He's like an NYU business professor, but he's like a talking head. He's on like CNN a lot. Like, you know, Kara Swisher.
Yeah.
He has a show with Kara Swisher. He talks a lot about business and stuff. And I'm actually excited to ask you this. When that whole tariff, when all this was going on, he basically said that Americans don't want manufacturing jobs anymore. That like that ship has sailed, that we're past that, and that they're not going to want to do. People aren't going to want to do that. And so the idea of bringing those jobs back is silly. Do you have a take on that?
Well, I mean, I think when those jobs existed, those were great jobs.
That's what I said.
When those jobs were created, you know, paid time off, it first was created with Henry Ford's assembly line. That's an idea that comes from manufacturing.
I did not know that. Wow.
The idea of work-life balance and making sure your workers were happy, that comes from manufacturing jobs. And yeah, they need it, but like every job has gotten worse for the past 40 years. And until there is some correction, there will be a laissez-faire attitude towards the workplace. And like, it does feel like everything's gotten much worse. It does feel like the social safety net has been evaporated. And like, we're globally, we're the 1%. So I think do you have any poverty in your family?
Thank God I do. Well, I have a half brother who, yes, I do, but that's his own choice, though. But yeah.
But if you have exposure to poverty, you know how tough times can be and how long tough times can pass. So
Right.
you know, I think we needed to do a lot of good to really just affirm stability in society.
Right. So are you like a make the stuff here guy, like stop the outsourcing, or do you have like a take on that, or?
I mean, in terms of like jobs, I mean, I do think we need to support innovation, but I also think like I support unions. I would love to make things here.
Oh,
But
interesting.
But also like, is it in 2025? Isn't the idea of a nation kind of antiquated?
Meaning what? No
Like,
borders?
Yeah. What does a border mean? And like,
Well, you could say it keeps you safe, keeps the jobs here. You could argue, right? I mean, in theory, anyway.
but
right?
we do have we have the resources for utopia, and no one is building us up towards utopia. So it just feels like everything happening in the world right now is a bit regressive, and it doesn't have any application to just how good things can be.
Okay. Well, I've always said this, though. I mean, just to kind of take that a step further, our mutual friend Nate Fritzen told me to watch this. Have you seen Flinttown Kids?
Oh yeah.
And I got to say, man, I was shocked. But I've said this for years. Like, you know, if you are impoverished here in New York City, like in, you know, wherever, you at least have proximity to companies. But if you're in a place like Flint, Michigan, like I don't know what you're doing. What opportunity? I mean, it's crazy.
I mean, I left Detroit because I came of age in like 2006 to 2008. There simply weren't any jobs there. Like I couldn't pursue any career that I seriously considered.
Right.
You know, in my region.
Crazy, man. So do you think I have something here with this interview, or?
I think I was probably a great guest.
Oh yeah, fantastic guest. Yeah, of course.
I think you probably need more notes. You probably need a different colored pen.
Okay. Okay, more notes.
But what's the idea you want to get out of people?
I'm just, like I said, I'm hoping you and I have a moment where, we kind of embrace and you're like, Dan, I see you. And I'm like, Joel, I see you. And it's cool, man. I'm just looking to interview people I find interesting.
What's your core, Enfield?
Other
Other than you need money.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to make money on this, but yeah. Oh, you mean in general?
If you had an hour left of human consciousness, what would you think about?
Oh, man, that's a deep question. Oh, God. Oh, man. Well, I probably just want to make sure my kids were okay.
You can't move.
Oh, the kids don't count.
You just have to think.
Oh, God. That's tough, man. Wow, that's a heady question. I really
What's
don't know.
your happy place? Barry Sanders highlights national parks. All those, the feeling of swishing a three-pointer. Maybe you'll feel that someday.
I love the trash talk.
Hysterical. I will say the last time you were there, you did hit a game winner in front of your son.
Yeah, I did. That was nice.
Is that one of the best moments of the past few years?
No, that wasn't the best, but that was great. That was
pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah. I bogarted his coach. His coach was giving me pointers. He's got.
You took his shooting coach.
His shooting coach. Yeah, Coach Jay. Yeah. God, that's a heady question, man. I really couldn't answer. I don't know.
When and where were you happiest?
Wow. I would say, okay, the tables have turned on this. I would say a couple different times. I would say right now, I mean, my girlfriend is awesome. She's great. I mean, I've had a lot of highlights with her, but I would say some of the happiest times of my life were comedy related, where in Boulder, Colorado, when I started, I got no laughs for like a year, and then I was able to, through some local comics, run a show in Boulder, and then I would have like friends come, and it was like a good audience, and I would get laughs, and I would say, we'd stay up late, do comedy, and that was like some of my happiest times. Also, I had a show with Alex Barnett at Gotham in the Vintage Lounge for many years. That was a really happy time, doing comedy there. So yeah, I would say those are two of my happiest times, and my kids being born, obviously, I can't count that. So. Yeah.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get back out after stand-up?
Yeah. I mean, I think comedy is something that I've always kind of flirted with. I've been around now a long time, in and out of it. So I just, do you care about money or fame? Does that motivate you or no?
I just wanted to do one great piece of work, and I think I did it.
That's how I feel. Gosh, you want to leave something behind.
Yeah, and I'll be real, I think my book is excellent, and I gave my father was like a character in it, and I think I used the Detroit Lions history to tell a very profound tale. So I take it from our last championship in '57. That's when my dad got molested. So I traced the tragedy up until the present, and I really started embracing sobriety in 2021. You know what happened with the Lions in 2021?
Playoffs.
Dan Campbell.
Right.
Dan Campbell got hired, and then I finally become myself. We go on this Super Bowl run. We blow the Super Bowl, and I rationalize the loss of my father, and he dies because it's about the disappointments that shape us.
It's crazy, man. God, that's so fucking deep.
We might be two divorced guys, but we're two guys who've gone through the fire.
Yeah, that's right.
What can hurt you after a loved one gets killed by a truck, honestly?
What can hurt me? Well, I would say it put a lot of things in perspective for me.
Nothing will ever be as bad as that.
That's exactly right. So I think I used to be kind of not a hothead, but I would fly off the handle about things that, today I was just getting inundated with this nonsense. Bum, 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 bum. And I am a lot more zen than I was. If there was any positive of what happened, it was that, obviously I'd rather have my mother here, but the positive is that I'm not as I know what a bad day is now. Everything else is kind of nonsense.
And I think there's a certain romance almost it happened by a truck. It literally feels like the hand of God took this person away.
Right.
So how can you be upset about anything if you've lived through that?
Right. That's a good point, man. Yeah. So, wild, man. This is pretty heady, man.
Sorry to make that analogy between us, but I kind of just realized sitting here is we both lived through what I think is because parents die, marriages they dissolve. You're not prepared, in my case, for your a younger relative who you view like your kid brother, just whap.
Not prepared. There's no playbook for that.
No.
And it's kind of I had a career coach in COVID. He didn't help me get my current job, but he was a very smart guy. And I was yapping about this, that, and the other thing, and talking about things I was upset about with COVID and everything going on. And he said something to me. This was a tongue-in-cheek remark. He goes, "Dan, you really messed up planning for a once-in-a-century event." And that made me feel better. It's like, you're right. There is no playbook for this shit. It's like you got to give yourself some slack, basically. I also like the Teddy. Have you seen the Teddy Atlas "We Are Firemen" speech or no? I'll send it to you later.
Who's Teddy
today.
Atlas?
Oh, I'm a boxing fanatic. He was Mike Tyson's trainer.
Ah.
He's a Staten Island guy. He's an infamous talking head in boxing, and he's got like a very thick Staten Island accent. He's a character, but there's a YouTube video that went viral years ago about he's coaching up. I forgot who the boxer was in the corner, and he was just like shouting out like, "We are firemen. The heat doesn't bother us. You know, we control the heat. We tell the heat what to do." So so that speech actually helped me a lot, because it's like you said, we're forged in fire. We're used to this stuff, and you gotta just keep going through it.
You think you'll be in New York forever?
I think so. Yeah. You know what Dice says, right? He says if it's not New York or LA, it's Iowa, and there's a few exceptions to that, but I largely agree. It's like where else am I gonna go? Right?
Where else? I mean, they need copiers everywhere.
Oh, the copiers. No, I haven't been anywhere else I really like. Florida, I grew up there, but it's just I just feel like I've been gone too long.
No, Florida's a scene. Yeah, I don't think I like anywhere else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I haven't really.
I think I like Baltimore.
I dated a girl from there in college. That was years ago. I've not been back. I thought it was a little dicey, but that was kind of cool.
I like that.
You like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can't go back to trip, but I'll go to Baltimore. It's different.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I liked it. It was fine. The Towson area I really thought was cool. Owings Mills, where the Ravens practice, is nice. Yeah, it's an interesting place for sure. It's like the South, but not really.
Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
Man, I really don't know. I'm worried about your boy Campbell though, losing the top assistants, and okay.
We have the best linemen of the past 25 years.
Okay.
And we've got top 5 O-line, top 5 receiving core, best running back in the room, top 10 quarterback. We've on defense, there's Hutch. We've got 2 of the top 5 safeties in the league, 2 cover corners, and 1 great linebacker. Like, we're the most talented team. And granted, we're one of the 6 or 7 teams that can win the Super Bowl. We need luck from here on out. But that's true in all things.
That's true too, yeah. Yeah, I think I like Campbell a lot. I think he's a character. And Campbell in both, I mean, not to get too sports heavy wrapping up here, but he was the coach of the Dolphins, my old Dolphins, for a couple of weeks.
Absolutely.
And he had that one game where he was phenomenal the first game, and then he kind of fizzled out as the season went over. And he's kind of had he's had a real second act there, which is cool, because I always liked him.
My firstborn will be named Campbell.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Especially him taking over the team, as I really embrace sobriety, having to rebuild, and him having to do the same process with the team.
Were you happy when Stafford got his Super Bowl? Were you happy for him?
The most mixed emotions you can ever have.
Talk about that.
Happy for him, but it validated every bad thing we ever conceived about the franchise and ourselves.
Meaning that they squandered his talent.
We squandered him. He showed that he was capable of it, and we celebrated him for being a champion, but we knew that in Detroit in 2009 when he shrugged off a dislocated shoulder to throw a winning touchdown against the Browns.
Right.
It's about situations in this world. And we didn't build an atmosphere conducive to success. So right now, I try and build my atmosphere so I'm successful. I live my life like I'm the Dan Campbell Lions.
Okay, man. I like that, man.
It's insane, but it works for me. I've been crushing it. Great job, started a nonprofit, book deal, great social circle of friends.
That's great, man.
Full of addicts who I'm their fucking hero. I can't ask for anything more.
No, that's great, man. No, it's awesome. Did you enjoy yourself on this interview?
Yeah, I had a great time.
Okay.
I feel like I threw you off a little bit.
Well, like I said, it's always a tightrope act, but I'm feeling more comfortable now around you. But it's just.
But I think I'm just I'm genuinely I think a lot about the things that I believe and the things that I act upon, and I think I've thrown out some pretty heady
You
stuff.
have,
Like,
yeah. I wasn't expecting
effortlessly.
that. Yeah. That's why comedians interesting. People are kind of fascinating because like it could go from like locker room talk to like world politics. Like within seconds.
Yeah, and I think I do just have to try and be an author, right? Because like I was I sold the second pitch of the book. Like
Right.
I'm getting all the signs that like, oh, this is the thing to be doing, right?
Right. Yeah.
And like I'll just be a funny guy.
When is the book going?
It's released. See, that's a shitty part. It doesn't come out for a while. It comes out July 14th, 2026.
Why so why so long?
They're trying to time. It's not ready for this year. They're trying to time it to the ramp up to next NFL season.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
I mean, it makes sense from a sales perspective,
Yeah, for sure.
but still sucks.
Well, good stuff, man. Well, Joel, this was great. Let's wrap up. I know you got other stuff to do, so thank you for your time.
Honolulu Blues, pre-order it, please.
Pre-order
I need
man.
it.
Yeah, everybody get a copy. I'm going to buy 3.
Please do, and don't use your Xerox to make additional.
Oh,
ones.
hysterical. Oh, so funny. All right, man. Thanks so much, Joel.
That was great.
Awesome. Let me just use your bathroom. Is that okay?
Yeah, of course.